And welcome to this edition of What's in Your Backpack?
Let's start with number one, a good backpack. You're going to be carrying this around to Outpost. You're going to be bringing this to any field games. You're going to bring this to your waterfront. This backpack is going to travel with you everywhere, all day, every day. You need to make sure that you have a backpack that can withstand it, or at least that you're comfortable with getting pretty dirty, because it will get dirty.
First is to start out is my Bible. I keep it in this case because sometimes at camp we're a little rough and we have Bible studies outside, and it kept my Bible protected.
Something that I always have in my backpack is a hammock. I'm a big fan of hammocking at all times and in all places.
You also want to make sure you have sunscreen. I grabbed this. This is actually not sunscreen. This is detangler, but it's sunscreen shaped, so I thought it was funny. You want to make sure you have a sunscreen with you. This is especially true if you are at the waterfront.
Yes. Okay. I have hand sanitizer because you never know when you have to go to the bathroom in the woods.
That's rough, man.
Sometimes we had rough days at camp, so we have stuffed animals to help. Whether it's nice to hold them or for them to just sit at like lunchtime or at a mealtime and just kind of sit there and be our buddies at our table. It's really nice to have little friends with us, especially when we're having rough days. Some of the reasons we're having rough days is we got injured, so I need a first aid kit, because injuries happen. We trip, we fall, we slide, we get scraped up, but bandages always help. So having a first aid kit is very important at camp because accidents happen. We fall, we trip. It's a necessity.
Man. I also have a flashlight.
I have a headlamp in place of a flashlight, so my hands can be free while I'm working.
So make sure your inhalers and EpiPens, you do want to bring both of those with you around at all times.
Another necessity to have at camp is a water bottle because it's hot outside and you could get dehydrated pretty quick, so you need to drink plenty of water. Plenty of water.
I have a binder specifically for counselors. It has a lot of useful information in it about you.
As camp manager, I have the keys to the kingdom in my backpack at all times.
I would also carry around whether a microphone or a speaker with me. Music is always fun to make those boring tasks a little more fun, like morning pleasures or walking from place to place. Sometimes it's a little boring, so music always helps.
A notebook. Not a notebook. This is not what that is. This is a roll of pens for me to write in my notebook. That is how that connection happens. It's a scroll, highlighters, pens. Yeah.
I do not have a scroll, but I have a pea pod of pens.
Another thing that happens at camp is you sweat a lot. So I always carried a tiny travel-sized deodorant around to reapply if I needed to throughout the day. Because otherwise, sometimes you get a little stinky and you don't have time to take a shower. So deodorant's always fun.
We'll see you at camp this summer! Bye!